What's good? It's your boy, Baby Boy, aka Young Trying to Grow a Beard, aka breaking out as a 25-year-old man. Today we're gonna be going over my top 10 streetwear trends that I'm gonna be buying into for 2021. Quick disclaimer, this is all opinion based. This is what I'm looking at. This is kind of what I've been seeing lately as far as trends go. I'm buying into them. You can do whatever you want. Before I dive into that, as always, fit check. Today I got a bit more of like a grown man fit on, I feel like. I mean, besides the beanie, I have a St. Alfred beanie on from St. Alfred, one of my favorite shops in Chicago. It's in Wicker Park. This is actually an APC sweater. I don't even really know a lot about APC. I just know that Kanye has rapped about it before. I've heard some other rappers mention it, so I thought this has got to be fresh. This is one of those ones where like you pull up and you have to tell everyone what you're wearing because there's no branding, which is actually kind of nice. As far as the pants go, I'm wearing some Levi 511s. They're not vintage or anything. They're just kind of standard jeans. They do look a bit tighter. I think that's just because I have an absolute dump truck. I have pretty big legs, and then I have Clark Wallabees on, which I'm very excited to dive in today. That's actually going to be on this list of 10 trends in streetwear that I, Baby Boy Flame, will be buying into in 2021. If you could please leave a comment, like this video, subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. I'm hoping to hear from you all what you think about my opinions here. Follow me on Instagram. I've decided my new thing is going to be, I'm not buying another pair of sneakers. You heard that right. I will not buy another pair of sneakers until I hit 1,000 subscribers. This is more so for me to just chill. I have been buying at least one pair of shoes every single month for the past like 2 years. It's not healthy at this point. That's a great segue into the start of this video, because the first trend that I'm actually buying into is going to be just in general New Balance. So as of the last like 3, maybe 4 years, New Balance has been gaining a little bit more in popularity, but it's first and foremost probably known as like a dad shoe. They've been doing a ton of collaborations, smashing them out of the park. The models that I'm feeling from New Balance right now are the 990 V5. I just feel like this model is going to, it looks so damn comfortable, and I already know, I've had New Balances in the past. They are top tier comfort shoes for sure. I feel like there's a lot of ways to get a fit off in these shoes. This works for the ladies as well. This works for pretty much anyone who's looking for a casual lifestyle shoe that's different. You know, New Balance is different. It's a bit more low key, and I feel like it's nice to be unique. It's nice to come with something that not as many people have. The 990 V5 will be the next shoe I'm copping, okay? Mark my words, whenever I get those 1,000 followers, if I ever get there, those will be the next pair I'm copping. The other model I do like is the New Balance 550. And the reason I got put onto those was Aimé Leon Dore released like I think it was 4 different colorways of the Aimé Leon Dore collaboration with New Balance. They were all in that 550 model. That was like the launch of them, and I think they smashed those. I tried to get a pair of those and missed out. They're coming out with a lot of GR, general release colorways. Specifically this gray pair I've been looking at, I think it's around $100. This is a pretty good model. It looks great. It kind of reminds me of the Louis Vuitton trainer. It's got that really nice sole. It kind of looks like a Dunk or Jordan 1 sole. So this is perfect with the times right now. I think you don't have to pick out of just these 2 models, I don't think, but these 2 specifically are cool for me. But New Balance has been killing it for a long time. 991, 992, 993. They also got the 374, I believe, which is a new model. They've been doing really well. I think it's worth investing in 2021 as far as just some new Johns, some new kicks. They're super casual. Really anything you want to do, you can dress them up, dress them down. Number 2 is going to be Workwear. Now, Workwear has been huge lately. I know you all have seen this. There's no way you've missed this. It's Carhartt, it's Dickies. It's kind of that like rustic, vintage, tattered, faded vibe, and it's going crazy, and I'm into it. I actually have purchased a pair of the Carhartt double knee. They're a little bit baggy, so I might actually get them tailored, which is a little weird, but I do like the fit and the way they feel. They're very rugged. I also have been a big fan of Dickies for a very long time. So Dickies is definitely one of those workwear staples. The cool thing about this is that this stuff is actually relatively cheap. I think they give off a really good vibe. They're a lot more chill. I think these look good with a little bit of distressing sometimes too. You'll see people throw paint all over them. They have a lot of really nice jackets too. Specifically the Dickies Eisenhower jacket is another one it's got a really nice fit, rugged look. The Carhartt Detroit jacket as well. So I think giving workwear a chance in 2021 will pay off. I think it's gonna be, you know, a good look. I think you'll see a lot of people rocking that. Number 3 is, I guess I'll just say chill slides. What I really mean is these chunky slides. These were kind of popularized by a company called Visvum. They're a Japanese clothing brand, mad expensive. Everything they have, bro. Don't even go look at this website. This is gonna stress you out. But they kind of started this like chunky slide trend. It really looks like there's a lot of, it's almost like a utility belt on the outside of this shoe. I just think this looks really cool. This is a great way to wear slides. If you're just wearing Nike slides or some random like flip-flops, something like that, it's just really not it. There's no, I understand that they're very comfortable. Having like a chunky slide like this kind of makes it more of like a fit. You look like you put some time in. So like I said, Visvum is the one that kind of started it. There's a company called Sweet Coke. They do a really good one. These are also quite expensive though. I know Nike has one called like the Offline, but one other slide that I kind of wanted to put this in the same category as like the slides or the chunky slide is Birkenstock Bostons. Birkenstock has been around forever. We all know Birks, right? We know the Jesus sandals, but the Boston, specifically the model that kind of covers the entirety of the foot, has been making a comeback. These are looking very fresh. Again, this is just a way to look super chill. Keep it really casual, wearing a slide around, but also kind of elevating your fit with like a suede slide. I know these are on the rise. I may have to buy a pair of these this year. If I don't, I might buy the chunky slides, but I think these are definitely good to look into for yourselves. Going into number 4, we're talking vintage. I mean, this is not something that's really been 2021. Vintage has always been around. It just seems like what's being pulled from vintage changes from year to year. Last year and 2019, there was a huge vintage tee craze. Like if you got a huge band logo or something like that, that was what was really popping. That's still pretty good. I do look for a lot of vintage clothes. 80s, 90s, I think even the early 2000s would kind of be considered vintage. I know it's supposed to be like 20 years. There's a lot of cool stuff from back then. I really like this trend though, because it's a lot of like aftermarket stuff. As we know, there is so much clothing on the planet already. I think it's dope that, you know, it's like one man's trash is another man's treasure. People are finding old gems from the 90s and going towards more vintage options than going to H&M and buying some new, you know, t-shirt that's gonna tear up in a week or whatever. I do have a few different vintage items. I'm gonna show them on the screen that I've copped recently, but I'm constantly thrifting. I think the aftermarket stuff is awesome. Depop, Grailed, wherever you're buying stuff. eBay, bro, don't sleep on eBay. I'm telling you right now, do not sleep on eBay. I buy a lot of stuff on there, but as far as vintage goes, you can get it a lot of different places. And I just think it's a good option right now. You don't have to spend a ton of money and it looks fresh. Number 5, another bit of a hot take. Clark Wallabees. These shoes are something that I got into in late like 2019, 2020. One thing you gotta know about these shoes, Clarks have been up and down the past couple of years. It started with the Clark like desert boot, I think it was called. All the homies used to have those. And then it went to the Clark Chelsea boot, which also boomed. People are still rocking those. They still like those a lot. We'll just say it's more so menswear. The Clark Wallaby can do a lot of different things. It can be, you know, dressed up, dressed down. And I just think the suede ones look really nice. They're doing a lot of collaborations. They had some collabs with Wu-Tang that were crazy. I'm actually wearing a pair of Clark Wallabees. I mean, these are a little bit beat and these are the low top versions, but I think they look really good. I want a suede pair though. This one I got for pretty cheap and I wanted to cop to see what they were like, but the actual sole, this is like surprisingly squishy. I believe it's like a cork or I don't know what they make it out of, but these are actually so comfortable. You can do a lot of different things with them. Clark Wallabees, if you don't take any of my advice from this video, take Clark Wallabees, go cop a pair. This is free game. Number 6, going into short shorts. I think that short shorts have been a trend for a while. It was a thing in the 80s, 90s, in the early 2000s or late 90s, early 2000s, we kind of saw a lot more just like baggy ass shorts. Like NBA players were rocking like crazy long shorts. Everybody was on that and one shorts, Nike shorts, things like that. So I do like the short shorts coming back. I like to show off a little bit of legs. I think it just looks a lot better. It makes you look a lot taller and it's more chill. It's not as much material. I think this trend is going up for sure. And I think it doesn't necessarily have to be like Eric Emanuel's. Obviously that's one of the hotter shorts right now with the EE logo. I think you could just probably go find some old vintage BE shorts. I had recently copped a pair of vintage Adidas shorts, like the track shorts. I would say aim for 5 inches to 7 inches as far as the inseam. That's a good, 5 is like pretty high. That's like, if you guys remember Chubbies, that's how high up the Chubbies were. But I think 7 inches is a good sweet spot for having the short inseam. That could vary based on how tall you are, how much you weigh, whether you got some of this girth on you, but I think short shorts are the move. I would say short shorts is gonna be a good cop for 2021. Number 7, so we're talking about Air Force Ones. Forces, okay, before you, what? Air Force Ones have been around since, yeah. No, I know, I'm just saying, I think 2021 specifically, if you don't have a pair of Air Force Ones, then like get on it. Just buy a pair. Whether it's the all white G-Fazos, we got the all white joints, whether it's a few of the different colorways. I think that Air Force Ones are more and more becoming part of, the modern streetwear look. They're a great buy. They're not gonna be super expensive. I have a few different pairs of Air Force Ones. Oh, one other note. I think Air Force Ones are dope because they're not expensive to the point where if you do a little bit of research, you can actually get like older pairs. I wouldn't say vintage, but like early, late 2000s pairs for way below what they retailed at. Air Forces are like $100, so that's why I think it's a good option. Here are 2 pairs I got on the aftermarket. I got from eBay. I got this Steelers colorway, just black and yellow. Obviously they're a little bit tattered, but I think I got these for like $30. I just cleaned them up. If you're somebody that's kind of a germaphobe and is not feeling the whole used shoe thing, I get it. You can probably find some new pairs, but this pair is from manufactured in 09. Relatively, I would say maybe retro, not vintage. The other pair I got is this blue colorway with the baby blue gum sole. I think this was pretty fire. I got these for like $50 again. eBay find. I'm a big eBay dude. We're looking at 2016. So a few years back, I think there's gonna be a ton of colorways a few years back that you can find below retail. Newer colorways I picked up in the Air Force One, the Halloween skeleton ones. I love the white ones and the black ones, so I couldn't miss on the orange ones. I got these on the sneakers drop. So I was really hyped for that, as you can see. Skeleton vibes. I do like the colors on the Air Force One. If you're someone who's into colors, I think getting a colorful Air Force One is the move. But if you're someone who'd rather just stick with the all white, I understand, I get it. It's going to do a lot for your closet and for your outfits, so that works too. I'm a big colors guy. Orange is one of my favorite colors also. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we've got the Craft Air Force Ones. I would suggest these. The leather is actually really nice. And I got these for retail. I didn't have to pay any resale or anything like that. Got some leather on the back as well. Sorry if I'm blowing that up. I'll have a few different colorways up that I'm feeling right now for the Air Force One. I mean, I'm gonna be copping Air Force Ones in 2021. Number 8, we're talking about fitteds. So I know the fitted hat was it's been a couple of years it's been coming back. And me and all my buddies were rocking fitteds in college. Like it's not anything new. One thing that is new about them though is I really like the customized fitteds. So I know Kill the Hype was a big one that came out maybe a year or 2 ago that was doing the upside down LA logo. Even that I think is dope because there's nothing worse than like some random old dude coming up to you and being like, oh, how's the season going? And you're wearing an MLB hat and you have no idea what they're talking about. And then you're like, oh, he's talking about baseball. And then you're like, oh, I'm not actually a fan. I just like the logo. Is that just me? I don't know. I have gotten that so many times in my life from wearing a fitted. It's a fit hazard. Just wearing that around, you're gonna get a lot of those conversations. So I like Kill the Hype's upside down logo. There's this guy at Lord Fubu on Instagram. He's doing some really nice customizations, and you can find these kind of floating around, different customizations to your standard MLB fitteds. And it kind of just gives it an extra pop, and you avoid those awkward how's the season going conversations. There's one other one. I forgot to look into this one. What was that company called? Oh man, I gotta pee too. I'm getting this done in one take. Don't worry. The Clink Room. So this is kind of something that's a bit newer too. This site, the Clink Room, they have artists that work for the company or make designs for the company, and if the hat gets enough love, they'll actually produce it and you can get pre-orders. They have a lot of really cool logos on here. I know the Hat Club has a bunch of different options and a bunch of different colorways. Fitted hats, I mean, I think it's a must for 2021. If you haven't gotten one in the past couple of years, I think it's definitely come back in full force. I'm gonna be copping fitteds in 2021. So number 9 is denim. Obviously, so this is with jeans. Jeans are so like up and down. It's just like the volatility of the market on jeans is insane, because a year or two ago, it was all about fitted, and it was like distressed fitted too, like Amiri biker jeans fitted, and then like blown out knees. And now it's like about like loose, stacked. I'm trying to keep up, but one thing I do want to get more into is kind of the jeans we saw in the 2000s with, they're a bit baggier and they have a really nice stack on the shoe. I think this look would probably suit me more in 2021. I think skinnies is going to be, it's out the door a bit more and more. I think right now a looser fitting jean is kind of the move. I think loose pants in general, I mean, we're just getting cozy. It just makes it a little bit easier to, you let the boys breathe, you're flowing a little bit more, they lay on the shoes really nicely. So that's kind of what I'm looking into, more of loose fitting denim, loose fitting pants. I think that's the move. It may even be covering the top of your Jordan or covering a little bit of the top of your sneaker. That's kind of my take on denim and pants going into 2021. I'm probably gonna be copping a bit more loose fitting. For number 10, and finally, the final thing I'm gonna be buying into in 2021 is cut and sew. Cut and sew meaning stuff that's kind of customized. I've seen a lot of flannels that are doing this with, it's like a patchwork flannel. I think that stuff's really cool. There's a lot of people that are doing their own customs, maybe adding a bandana to a hoodie. You know, there's a lot of different customizations that are going on. And I think it's cool because it's kind of like a peer-to-peer market. You're copying from a small business owner or someone like that, supporting them. So I kind of think it's the move for 2021. Let me know what you guys think of my list. This is my top 10 trends I'm buying into in 2021. But leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Are you rocking with any of these trends? Do you agree? Feel free to let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Until next time, it's been your boy, baby boy. I hope you all stay fresh out there. Peace.